Hey everybody, today I want to show you a difference between using one plugin, one of the famous plugin in Claude Code, and not using it. So here I have two websites created by Claude Code with the same prompt, same model. One of these had a plugin installed before I type a single word. The other didn't, and I show you what changed and what it actually cost me in tokens. Uh, this is Claude Code, anthropic coding agent, as we all know. I installed one plugin, front-end design, the famous one, and the plugin can come with a skill, attach extra instruction, and all of this stuff which model reads before it start working. So actually here I wanted to see that I have already the skill. I load the plugin, install it, and I reloaded it. And then in this session I wanted to create a landing page, and then the single prompt is this: landing page for a single origin roaster, a coffee roaster. And then we wait and we see how does it work. The website I actually have in mind is to build a website with the Next.js, Tailwind, and shadcn. As you can see, the Claude Code asks us some question about the website that we're trying to create, which help us to point toward the direction of the product that we want to create. I gave him some instruction about what I want to do, the name of the brand he asked, and all of this stuff. I also confirmed that the project had to be in Next.js and with Tailwind and shadcn installed. The rest of the thing will be done by the Claude Code. In fact, one other things good to mention is that thinking effort of the model is medium. So for both sessions, we try to do the same setting. And right now, as you can see, he had a design plan. He installed the project. Here, I'm telling him to use the shadcn and Tailwind. He tried to install it. He actually tried to install everything, the framework, the packages, all of these things. We are going to look at the project development, and we're going to see how Claude Code will try to develop this system. Here in the package.json, we can see what packages Claude Code decided to use. Okay, now I try to install the packages and run the development mode, and we cannot see anything very meaningful, very well designed here before, because we are still before the final stage of this development, and so we're gonna wait a little bit more. It took us 3 minutes, and ta-da, this is it. This is a one landing page for the origin coffee roaster, something like that, and it's pretty beautiful. I think it's well designed and unique. And here Claude wants to run a visualization skill, a run skill that let him to see the browser in a real time, but we don't need that, and we decline it. Here we have a small error, which is about the small hydration warning in the terminal, which is not a bug for our code. It's about browser extension injecting. It's not important. Okay, we pre-dat it with the plugin and the skill of the plugin. It's very unique, I think. It's attractive, it's stylish. And then we can see the use here, but we can see that we use two models, Sonnet 5 and Haiku, because the Claude Code is an agentic system. So inside this agentic system we have the different agent and different LLMs and models who try to speak to each other, have a different role depending on what we're gonna do. Then again, we try to do the same in another terminal, do the same thing, same prompt, and by default, if he knows a plugin that can do better, he tries to use that plugin. But here we don't need it. We want to make it isolate without plugin. As before, I have to tell him to use Tailwind, shadcn, and Next.js. But here's the difference. Here, he will not ask me to identify the brand and some question about the direction of the project, what we're gonna do, and what technology we're gonna use in this project. This is the difference. The previous one with the plugin and the skill, he was asking me about these things, which was pretty professional, I think. So again, here we try to go and see what the Claude Code will do. And here it has another error, which I don't know, maybe it's just a one time, but here he had an error in editing a file, because before editing that file he has to read that file. So not knowing this from the context is showing about some direction that previous model had, exactly as you can see, because it has to read it before editing it. 15k tokens, 3 minutes. And yeah, the file created. The right one is without plugin and the left one is with the plugin, the front-end design plugin. And as we can see, it's actually good. It is pretty. It's unique in its own style. It's good. I prefer the first one, the left one. We are going to look at the usage of both sessions. Which one is more efficient for us to use? Okay, as you can see, two separate terminals, two separate sessions. These numbers do not overlap. Whatever I show you next in this session. For the session A, the one with the plugin, we have 88 cents, 4 minutes and 45 seconds of actual model time, 466 lines added, 131 line removed. Session B, without it, 93 cents, 4 minutes, 9 seconds of the model time, 598 lines added, and 129 removed. Almost identical, 6 cents apart, but look at what underneath that number. Session B read 1.1 million tokens from cache, but Session A read 869,000, about 28% less. You'd expect that to show up a real cost gap, but it barely moves. It barely moves a needle, you know. It's very, very low amount of difference between these two sessions. Because cache tokens are built at a tenth of the normal input price. Claude Code is reading enormous amount of context on every turn, and caching is the reason that doesn't bankrupt me or you or anyone while using these gigantic models. So the plugin didn't make this run meaningfully more expensive. So we loaded the plugin, but it does not mean that this session is going to be very expensive for you. What it bought me was a model that asked the better question up front. You know, the first session with plugin, he was asking me question about the product, about what I wanted to do. So at close to the same price, I prefer to use the first one with the plugin and make a better and more robust production product. So if you're deciding whether a plugin like this is worth installing, it's not a cost decision. It's a do you want the model to ask before it guesses. So it is this kind of decision. So for a coffee shop landing page, that's nice to have, I think. For something with a real constraint, I take the question every time, I think, because it's very, very trivial. It will be necessary, I think. It makes a huge difference in the direction of the development of the product. Thanks for watching, everybody.